We're finally doing it. We're going on another thru hike. It's been a long time coming. I've constantly been getting comments from people whenever I post about my Appalachian Trail thru hike, which was years ago now. They're like, Kyle, you gotta go out for another thru hike. You keep talking about how you're a thru hiker. You gotta go out, you gotta do another one. What are you doing? What's taking so long? And I don't wanna say that all these comments ever got to me or bugged me, but they've definitely stuck in my head. And I've definitely known that when the time was right, I would be going on another long thru hike. And now's finally the time. Flossie and I are gonna be hiking the PCT in 2022. We have our permits. We're gonna be doing it. Thru hiking the Appalachian Trail was one of, if not the hardest thing that I've ever done in my entire life. And just because you've done one before does not mean you're gonna be successful the next time around. And I think one thing that I'm really gonna make my best effort to do, which is also something I did on my Appalachian Trail thru hike, is that I'm going to try to be as humble as possible and realistic as possible about this adventure.
I just don't know what to expect, you know, just because I've never been out there, but I don't know, it's gonna be a ton of emotions for sure.
I'd like to think that we're probably as prepared to do this as just about anybody, but the truth is you never know what's gonna happen. Having been through this before, we know it's gonna be hard. We know that there's gonna be days that are just complete misery. We know physically it's gonna be, you know, a whole new level. Mentally, I don't even know how else to say it. It's gonna be hard.
Well, I think I'm gonna be nervous the weeks coming to it for sure, because just same thing with the AT. The weeks before, the anticipation just makes you nervous. I've never been out west before, so I know just starting out in the desert is gonna be difficult.
I'm nervous about injuries. I'm nervous about some of the conditions that we're gonna face on the Pacific Crest Trail that we haven't faced before, even though we've hiked so many miles at this point.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm more prepared mentally and physically too, which definitely helps the mental part, because before I didn't really do much to prepare mentally or physically. I kind of just went right into it. And so this time I know what to expect, and I've definitely put the training in.
We're gonna get out there, we're gonna give it our best shot. We're gonna be humble about this, we're gonna be realistic, and I really hope that you will stay subscribed if you're subscribed already, and subscribe if you're not, so that you can follow along with what could be one of the most difficult things that we've ever had to do.
Oh, it's gonna be interesting for sure. It's gonna be interesting for sure.
All right, it's official. We're doing it. Round of applause, everybody, for ourselves. We're hiking the Pacific Crest Trail in 2022. And to kind of give some more information about our hike, to kind of kick things off, as you will, we're going to be answering some questions sent in by the lovely Kyle Hates Hiking Patreon supporters. So another round of applause for everyone there. The Patreon supporters have known about this for longer than the regular audience has, although I have alluded to this hike many times over the last few months. By the way, everybody, Flossie is finally on the old Instagram.
Oh yeah.
At @2_much_floss. It's on the screen right now. You gotta go follow him. You will not regret it. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Maybe he'll post some bullshit and then I'll regret it, you'll regret it.
Maybe I can get some revenge and I'll take some pictures of you pissing every chance I get.
Alright, I already regret it. But anyways, go follow him. So question number 1 from Nick D on Patreon. By the way, guys, if you really want to support this, I want to say support this hike, because you're not supporting the hike, you're supporting the videos, but we're going to be posting videos while we're out there. So if you want to support the content, please check out the Patreon. Here's the link. Boom, 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 boom. Patreon.com/KyleHatesHiking. Alright, first question from Nick D. Do you have all the permits you need for the entire length? The answer to that is no. No, that's not funny. No, you can't joke about that. Yes, we do. We have official PCTA issued permits, and we have the same exact start date. And I wanted to address this one first, because I know there's going to be someone out there who's it's so hard to get a permit. How'd they get a permit on the same day? That's bullshit. I'm telling you, we have the same start date, and it was not easy.
So we both got permits on the first drawing,
I got a date in that first round that was like doable for us, but he didn't get the same date. He got a date that was like, he got one of the last permits out of the whole drawing.
We would like to get the same day, obviously.
Like obviously, like we wanted the same day, and so during the second drawing, just a couple weeks ago here, early
January 11th.
11th. That's right, January 11th. We were very lucky, and we were able to move his date up to the same date that I had from the first drawing.
And I think a lot of people were gunning more for April.
Yeah.
Like what, mid-April?
Yeah.
Kind of like I did on the AT.
And we're starting in May. Gonna keep it general. Our permits are in May, which definitely made it a little bit easier to get a permit on the same day too, because our date is definitely not like one of the most desirable dates. How much time are you giving yourselves? We're starting in May and we have to finish, I would presume, by like September. Like I feel like you probably can't push it beyond September, so
Yeah, like 4.5 months.
yeah, like maximum probably. Yeah. So we're gonna have to book it a little bit for sure. Nick said, what animal most worries you?
I think for most people it'd be snakes. Is that yours?
That's definitely mine. Them snakes.
Mine personally, I think it would just be terrifying to run into a mountain lion.
Yeah, it would.
So that's probably the one I'm most worried about, Nick.
And then the last one from Nick here. Have you and Flossie had any discussion about what to do if you want to split up for some portions of the trip? Which is a great question. We talked about it like a little bit, but we don't have like a set plan yet. Like we still got time to figure this stuff out, but that's definitely a concern. I mean,
it would depend on the amount of time either of us had to actually get off the trail. You never know what could happen.
Exactly. Like we've done enough like hiking at this point to know that like sometimes people get injured and it's hard to stay with one person for a trail this length. So I don't know. We're gonna talk about it some more and figure it out. We want to do the whole thing together.
For sure.
I honestly don't really care about hiking with him except for the fact that people love watching him.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sick of him. I don't really know what you guys are. I don't know what you see in him. But then we got Glenn L coming in. Of course, the fire closures question. It's a good question. How will you deal with potential fire closures? Again, this is something that we haven't like fully fleshed out yet, but we have had a few conversations about it.
I think we've had conversations about what the severity of the fire is, if
like how many miles are closed of the trail.
Yeah, and if it would make sense to maybe then flip-flop.
We really want to hike continuous footsteps if we can. We did that on the Appalachian Trail. However, we're also not naive to the fact that it's really hard to do that on the PCT. I would say harder than the AT for sure, just because of fire closures, which seem to be, unfortunately, inevitable. In fact, I already know of one in Oregon that's not even going to be open by the time we get there. So it's like, we know that's going to happen. You know, we're still playing around with ideas. We've talked about maybe if it's like a significant chunk of the trail we have to skip, then maybe we would like flip-flop and then hope it's open by the time we get back to it hiking south. I'm also not sure how the permits work if you flip-flop. I gotta do some more. Basically, we have no idea what we're doing with this hike. No.
Maybe someone could let us know if they've ever done the PCT.
Yeah, like I'm not sure how that works. Another option would be to just road hike around any fire closures. So I think we're probably going to have to pick like a threshold of miles because we really want continuous footsteps. And if that means we have to hike around a fire closure, maybe we'll do that. But also, I'm not trying to hike like 100 miles straight on highways. That's just dangerous and terrible. We're both very purist, as a lot of you know. The only reason we would skip anything would be if it was literally closed and we couldn't hike it. And we're going to do everything in our power to still somehow make continuous footsteps or somehow still maybe come back.
You really don't know until it happens what you're going to do, you know?
No.
Because you never know about the circumstance.
That's one thing I'm nervous about for sure is how we're going to deal with fire closures. Lisa L asked, was there a specific reason you chose the PCT over other trails such as the CDT, or are you eventually planning for the Triple Crown? Yes, definitely want a Triple Crown. Got a lot of work to do before we get there. I think we went with, or I think the reason that I wanted to do the PCT next is because I don't really have very much experience hiking out west. So it's a whole different ballgame from what we're used to on the East Coast here, what we're used to on the Appalachian Trail. And I think the PCT, from what I understand, is probably a little bit easier logistically than the CDT is, and probably maybe easier in other aspects too. Those are my reasons.
I agree with everything you said.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm definitely going for the Triple Crown too.
Dwayne M said, are you more intimidated by the desert or the Sierra? For me personally, 100% more intimidated by the desert. I'm actually very nervous for the desert because we're starting late and it's going to be hot as f***.
Yeah, I've never hiked in the desert, so it's definitely, and you start out right in it, so
Yeah.
I'm more intimidated by the desert for sure.
Yeah, the Sierra looks dope.
Yeah, the Sierra, I'm excited for the Sierra.
We got a gear question for this next one. We're not going to go too in-depth on gear in this video because we're going to have a bunch of gear videos coming out over the next few months. Amy A. said, is there a new piece of gear that you are psyched to try out? I think the most excited I am for a new piece of gear is I have a new tent. I have Gossamer Gear, the one.
Honestly, right now, I love the extra space that I got. I got 2 like brand new pockets for my backpack.
Oh yeah, like the phone pouch.
Yeah, I got one because we're gonna have to carry more liters out there, more water. So I figured if I just strapped one here, then that would be extra water to carry.
Hell yeah! I've never heard someone excited for like a pocket on their backpack.
Well, the thing
it makes sense.
Well, the thing with ULA CDTs, like their hip pouches are kind of small.
Yeah,
so.
They are.
And I got a nice large phone case too, so.
Let's go. Ryan M. said, what are planning to do to prepare the mileage of thru hiking? Are you going to start going backpacking again or doing big mile hiking days to prepare practice? If not, are you planning to just get in shape by just hiking when you get to the start of the trail? So just basically, what's our training plan? Definitely are not planning on just rolling up to the trail and getting in shape by hiking when we start because we're starting late. And we're going to have to keep a pretty good pace if we want to make it in time. We're training. We're doing it a little bit differently. I'll let him speak to what he's doing. But for me personally, I'm already in pretty good shape. We've been going to the gym a lot, skiing a lot, and doing a little bit of hiking too. So I'm probably going to ramp up the hiking a little bit more as it gets warmer here. And in the meantime, cardio at the gym, lifting at the gym. A lot of like leg exercises. I've been smoking like 2 packs of cigarettes a day to prepare my lungs for the fire smoke we're gonna inevitably end up inhaling. So
definitely doing everything that you just mentioned, of course, at the gym. Also, I got another ultra marathon that I'm training for in April. Basically just doing a lot of running, so my cardio is definitely going to be there.
I forgot to mention that too. I'm going to start running pretty soon here too, because right now he's busting out like 10-mile days like it's nothing, and I've not ran for a few months now, so I'm going to get back into running as well.
I think the strength training is kind of key too, though. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think it prevents injuries.
Maybe we can do a video, like a workout for getting ready for the PCT or something.
That'd be kind of cool. I don't think anyone's ever done that.
Yeah.
Done like a PCT workout video. Like
we can set off the lunk alarm in the video.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
That would be funny.
Chris B asked, how often will the uploads be? Which is a great question. We're thinking once a week. We're still finalizing the plans for how we're going to post the content and stuff out there. I'm thinking 1 video a week. And then Chris also asked, dude, this guy literally wrote like an essay of questions on Patreon.
Oh, did he really?
He literally probably wrote like 2,000 words. And I just chose like a couple of them here. What do the family think of you doing another long hike? My family are all about it. They're stoked for it. They're 100% supportive of everything I've been doing on YouTube. So Mom, Dad, and Liza, thank you very much.
Yeah, my parents are definitely stoked on it. I think my mom, I don't think she's like stoked on it. Definitely a little bit more than...
She's probably more nervous, eh?
Yeah, definitely a little bit more than the AT because I was starting alone. But
yeah.
Now that I got this goof to start with.
Mike D, who's been a long time Patreon supporter. Thank you, Mike D. What part of the PCT are you looking forward to? He wasn't specific, so I don't know if that's a section or just an aspect of thru hiking. The thing I'm looking like forward to the most about the PCT is just like getting back out there and f***ing grinding. Like it was so hard on the AT, and honestly I feel like parts of this hike might even be harder, but there's just something about like getting out there and grinding and like putting your mind to something and like literally putting everything you have into it, because you're literally like, it is your entire life. Obviously, like it encompasses everything. It's where you are. You're like away from all your friends, you're away from your family. You really have to be like dialed in order to do something like this. It's a huge challenge, and I'm very nervous, not gonna lie, for that challenge because I know how hard it's gonna be, but I'm also very excited. I feel like I'm at a point in my life where like I really need this. Like I'm ready for like something like this.
I'm ready for the views.
Like the YouTube views or the vistas.
Man, the PCT, just everything about it looks friggin' gnarly. Like the West is something different.
Yeah, it's gonna be an entirely different like environment for us.
That's another great thing. It seems like the PCT, it changes so like drastically throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't know, like some parts of the AT, a lot of it were just green.
Yeah.
Like Virginia. I don't know why I put quotes there, but because it was
Virginia,
it was
it's
all green.
Green.
I'm excited to meet some new people.
Yeah.
For sure, too.
It sounds like you're not as nervous as I am.
I think it's just too far away at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm more...
Maybe I'm not, like, nervous yet. Like, I don't feel any, like, physical nerves yet, but...
Yeah.
I'm just, like, I know it's going to be hard. Like, I'm trying to get my mind, like, dialed to be in, like, the right place by the time we leave. Because I really, like, on the AT, dude, I wanted that shit. Like, you have to want it so bad in order to finish. So, there's a little glimpse into where our mindsets are at right now, where some of the planning and logistics are at. Obviously, we have a lot of stuff to figure out still. We got lots of time to figure it out. And PCT videos, preparation videos, freaking gear videos, dude.
The whole nine.
Maybe even a workout video. Like
that would be cool.
I honestly think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be really awkward filming ourselves in the gym, but
definitely.
I'm not gonna bring a camera. We'll just do it on our phones. But anyways, we got a lot of ideas and upcoming content. Please, if you're excited about our hike, and maybe you've been like aware of the Patreon before, but like you never like really like made the effort to join or check it out, now's your opportunity. Once again, by joining the Patreon, you're not supporting our hike. You're supporting the content that we're going to be putting on our hike. Because like if the videos stop, obviously like we're not going to take money just to hike. Like it's all about like the content. And it's going to be very difficult to film. I mean, I'm not going to be doing the editing, but to just like coordinate the editing and the uploading, it's going to be like really, really difficult. It's going to take a lot of work.
It's a lot more this time around.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. That's why I think this is honestly another reason why I think this hike's going to be a lot harder than the AT. We're going to be like full-time hikers, full-time making videos on the internet for you guys. If you're excited for this and you want to support this, please check out the Patreon. That is going to be the best way, hands down, going forward to support what we're doing, what we're going to be doing on the PCT. Patreon.com/KyleHatesHiking. Yeah. Do your thing. Do your thing. Thank you, everybody.